Hello everyone and welcome to day number 3 of our Forbidden Door pay-per-view. Today we have got 4 more big matches for you, 2 more no more contenderships, and our first championship match of this pay-per-view, as well as we'll see Rated RKO defending the United... Yeah, you know. And here we go then, starting things off with an Elimination Chamber to crown the number 1 contender for the Hardcore Championship here. We have got 6 men in this chamber. Now, we'll have to make one change once again. Unfortunately, this one was suggested by MZK Punk, and he suggested, as part of this match, Jimmy Rave representing Ring of Honor. However, Jimmy Rave did not have a core available, so we switched him out for Joey Janela representing GCW instead. So starting things off in the ring, we have Darby Allin representing we've got Darby Allin representing AEW and Cactus Jack representing WWE. Inside the pods on the far right hand side there, you've got Joey Janela representing GCW. On the bottom right hand pod, you can see Rhino representing Impact Wrestling. On the top left, we have got Zandig representing Combat Zone Wrestling. And the bottom left, who's just about... No, not in visual range. We have got the Sandman representing ECW. Nice DDT. I was thinking earlier about a match type. I don't know if you can do it. I want to do a backstage brawl, but I want a backstage brawl with a pinfall victory rather than knockout victory. I don't know if you can do that. I know you couldn't on 2K19, but I've not tried on this year's game yet. Because I think it'd be a fun way to weasel in some more hardcore championship matches. Just like have them just randomly on cards, just have a fight backstage and the winner had the championship. And we could do it and just have it... I don't want to do it as knockout victory though. I want to do it as a proper pinfall or submission. I want to try and make the hardcore championship a bit more hardcore, because at the moment... they don't really do much with it, do they? I mean, whoever wins this will go on to place off against Jackie Numazawa one-on-one. Of course, the current SWE Hardcore Champion. However, what they do in that match is probably not going to be very hardcore, because it never really is in this game. As entrant number 3 representing Combat Zone Wrestling, we have got Zandig. Jesus. Zandig had done pretty damn well, actually, hasn't he, over the years in SWE. I think the majority of these people have, to be honest. They're all not too far away in the rankings, really. Knee in the gut there by Zandig. Cactus fighting back with a knee in the gut of his own, now sending Zandig crashing into the ring. As it looked like Darby was going for some sort of springboard coffin drop there and completely missed it. So this is the first of 2 Elimination Chambers we have tonight. We have our main event chamber as well, which will be for the number 1 contendership for the North American Championship. And then squeeze in the middle, we have the YouTube Tag Team Championship match, as I was trying to explain in the intro, but messed up. We've got Team Rated RKO, the team of Randy Orton and Edge, defending those belts against the team that you guys picked in the YouTube poll. That was a team of Jeff Cobb and the Great O'Khan, the United Empire. And then also squeeze in the middle of those 2 chambers, we will have another intergender tag where the Miz and Maryse, the Miz and Mrs, take on the team of Sammy Guevara and Ty Conti. Where are we month-wise now? We're about to hit July, aren't we? Yeah, we're about to hit July. I think we should start doing some more summer-based stuff. I think we'll do We'll do Heatwave, we'll do SummerSlam. Bash at the Beach. I think those will be the next few shows we do, I think. That'd be pretty cool, I think. Might as well take advantage of the time of the year. It's pretty warm in the UK at the moment, so... It makes sense, as the fourth entrant is going to be Joey Janela. This is a really good Joey Janela core, actually. I'm quite impressed by this one. And, of course, he is representing GCW. No longer contracted by AEW. He was one of the peoples who contract came to an end. And I saw a lot of people having a go at that. A lot of the WWE fans were saying, oh, people always have a go at WWE for releasing people, and AEW is now releasing people, no one's saying a word. I think there's a difference between releasing somebody and not renewing their contract. If they're contracted for 2 or 3 years and you cut that short without any notice, that's one thing. But if you have a 3-year contract and that contract comes to the end and you don't negotiate a new one, I think that's a completely different scenario, to be honest. But it might just be me being an AEW fan, I don't know. So we still have Rhino and the Sandman away in the pods, as there is the pin now by Zandig. Only a 2 count. And the Janela on Darby Allin one didn't go much further either. Remember, as always in these matches, there's a point for each elimination and a point for the overall winner of this match. So 6 points up for grabs altogether. You can really elevate yourself to a very high part of the rankings here. I mean, if you were to get all 5 eliminations and the win, and then win the Hardcore Championship, that's +7 you're walking away with. That's a huge amount of points. Big Bulldog there, or facebuster by Cactus Jack, as, oh, Darby Allin almost eliminating Zandig. Cactus with a spinning neckbreaker there on Joey Janela, now bringing Janela back up to a standing base. Big slap across the chest, and in with a running neckbreaker once again. As number 5, representing ECW, it's the Sandman. One of my favourites when I was younger. I say ECW was at the forefront when I was young, to be honest. It was really at its peak. And Cactus Jack eliminates Darby Allin. Wow, Darby's gone. Okay, Darby Allin was on +2. This is going to drop him down to a +1. Cactus Jack was on a -4. This one's going to move up to a -3. So Cactus, this is a great opportunity for him to elevate himself up the rankings a bit. Sorry, I just took my jumper off. It's pretty warm now. Janela, big clothesline there on the Sandman. Cactus taking Zandig up on the shoulders. Zandig able to slide free. Nice jab in the face. Big elbow in the face there by the Sandman on Cactus Jack as well. Sandman now with Cactus up on the shoulders. Was Darby Allin a former Hardcore Champion? I think he might have been, you know. Hardcore Champions. Chessman, Darby Allin, yeah. John Moxley, Storm and Norman Smiley, Sabu, The Big Show, Matanza Cueto, Abyss, Mance Warner, Joe Gacy, Raven, and then Jackie Numazawa. So we are currently on our... what's that? Our 12th Hardcore Champion, which is the same as SWE Champions. Big Frankensteiner from the top by Sandman there. You know what? Someone's been eliminated, and I've not noticed, have I? Zandig's gone. When did Zandig go? Okay, it's not a problem. I'll have to check back at the end. Because, oh, what a dive that was by Janela. I thought he was going to spring off and take out Sandman, but changes trajectory. Yeah, so I've missed the elimination on Zandig. Like I said, it's not a problem. At the end of the match, I'll go back and just give him the point, whoever it was who eliminated Zandig. Sandman now up on top. Senton bomb to the back of Cactus Jack. As Janela now slamming the face of Rhino into the pod, and Sandman eliminates Cactus. So Cactus got himself a point, and then he lost himself a point. So Cactus is going to leave this one exactly how he came in. Back down on -4. But Sandman who is on a +1, is now going to move up to a +2. And we're down to the final 3 in this match now, as Janela taking Sandman up. Sandman fighting back with a big stiff clothesline. Rhino now rolling Sandman over. For the 1, 2. No, only a 2 count. Remember, one of these 3 men will go on to face off against Jackie Numazawa for the Hardcore Championship. Janela, massive super kick there on Rhino. There's the pin. Still only a 2 count. Janela now sending Rhino straight into the corner. And he's going to take him up as well. Janela now up on top with Rhino, looking for that superplex. What a big maneuver. And Sandman plops straight into the pin, trying to steal himself an extra point. Oh, not quite. Only a 2 count. Sandman, massive lariat right to the side of the head of Joey Janela. Sandman dropping his body weight across the knee of Janela as well. Sandman up on the top, in with that senton bomb, but did Janela get the knees up? I think he did. I think Janela got the knees up. Rhino big belly to belly slam. There's the pin once again. Only a 2 count. Sandman with a back rake on Rhino. Sending Rhino into the corner. Rhino avoids Janela with the strikes in the back. And Janela now with a package. Pile driver. And Rhino jumps on the pin on Sandman. Now Janela's going to let it happen. He might lose out on a point here, but no, he doesn't. Pin now by Rhino on Janela. Oh, still not enough. Rhino now lifting Janela up. Oh, into the gutbuster. Nice jawbreaker by Janela. And it's a triple threat match. They're a mess, aren't they? Everyone just starts swinging at everyone. Rhino with a super kick attempt. Janela able to avoid. Catch a Rhino with a super... No! They both went for super kicks, and it was Rhino who got the one off in the end. Janela slowly back up to his feet. And it's the gore! 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 Rhino drops into the pin for the 1, the 2, and the freak out. Rhino eliminates Joey Janela. Joey Janela. There he is. Was on -1. Now going to move down to -2 after 4 matches altogether. And Rhino, who I've got spelt with a Y on this one. There he is. Was on 0. Now going to move up to a +1. Nice running shoulder block. Remember these points, by the way, if I have missed whoever it was, they will be updated with the whoever eliminated Zandig. Nice clothesline there by Rhino. I will remove Zandig's point because he's high up. He's on +3 at the moment. Zandig is going to move down to a +2. As Rhino now backs away into the corner. This is his opportunity. Rhino, no! Sandman saw it coming. Knows Rhino so well, was able to avoid it, and now Sandman taking Rhino in with that pile driver. Sandman heading to the top. Is he thinking about a potential senton bomb? He is, but Rhino got the knees up. And Rhino now with a strike, and now Rhino stalking once again for the spear. And again, Sandman saw it coming, moved out the way. God, the excitement is killing me. Nice eye rake there by Sandman, now wrenching the arm of Rhino over the top rope. Incredibly painful. Now Sandman once again in with that spiked pile driver. And now Sandman just dropping a boot into the face of Rhino. Slamming the arm into the mat as well. Rhino now with the elbow into the gut of the Sandman. And in with that big belly-to-belly slam once again. And once again, Rhino, is it worth it? I mean, you've already missed 2. Gore! 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 Rhino finally does hit the gore on his 3rd attempt against the Sandman. And I think that's going to be game, set, match, isn't it? No! Sandman kicking out just before the 3 count. Rhino, lovely sit-out spine bust. That could be enough as well. It is! That sit-out spine buster. Here's the straw that breaks the camel's back. And Rhino is laughing here. He's moved up from a 0 to a +3 in 1 match. And not only that, he's going on to face off against Jackie Numazawa to become the SWE Hardcore Champion. Sandman loses a point, brings him back down to a +1. And yes, Rhino will face off against Jackie Numazawa. Where are you? There you are. Right. No, there we go. Right, let's move on. And that's what it's all for then, our first championship match of this show. We have got the YouTube Tag Team Championships up for grabs here tonight. The current champions rated RKO, which of course is Edge and Randy Orton. They won the belts a while back. Who did they defeat? They defeated the Outsiders not too long ago to become these champions, and they've not defended them in a while because we've had Bloodsport and so forth, but when we put out the vote, you guys over on YouTube, on the poll decided that the team you'd rather see get the opportunity was the United Empire, the Great O'Khan, and the channel legend himself, Mr. Jeffrey Cobb. Who I know we haven't seen a lot of recently. I've been waiting for a good core. And I think this one is pretty good. It's not perfect, but it's a pretty damn good core, and I'm happy with it. So we'll definitely see some more out of him moving forward. And incredible moves. I think a lot of people probably didn't really know a lot of Jeff Cobb. I know a lot of us on the channel are... We're big with it, aren't we, really? We know Jeff Cobb a lot, mainly because of, well, the way that this happened. The way that our channel evolved and that incredible Rumble, of course, if you remember that one, if you're an OG. But you saw a lot of people in the crowd last night. There was some very impressed faces when they saw Jeff Cobb doing things like standing moonsaults and that sort of stuff. And that's just a tip of the iceberg of what you can actually do. Incredibly strong talent, but at the moment it's rated RKO who have the control of the match. Edge now with a headbutt into the face of the Great O'Khan. As Randy looking for a steel chair. Oh yes, sorry, I made this Extreme Rules, I forgot about that. Okay. This is Extreme Rules, by the way. Sorry, I made this card when I was drunk and I completely forgot I made this an Extreme Rules match. No disqualifications then, no countouts. But pinfalls and submissions have to take place inside the ring, and already we've had a steel chair. It's almost like Extreme Rules matches actually have weapons involved for a change. Not very often that happens in this game, is it? But we'll keep an eye on it, see how it goes. There's a sharpshooter locked on the outside by Edge there on the Great O'Khan, but of course, like I said, pinfalls and submissions only inside the ring. If Great O'Khan was to tap out there, it wouldn't make any difference whatsoever. Randy willing Jeff Cobb back into the ring. Catches him with a clothesline in the back of the head as soon as he basically got in the ring, essentially. Cobb now in with a lovely fall-away slam with a bridge. Very, very rare you see that. Not many people have the core strength to be able to pull off a bridge with the fall-away slam. And Jeff Cobb now in with a sit-out tombstone piledriver on Randy Orton. And Jeff Cobb in the middle of the ring, dominating Orton, looking to take him up for the Tour of the Islands, but Orton saw it come in and turns things around straight into the RKO out of nowhere. Oh, it's only a 2 count though. There's no way Great O'Khan was going to get there in time, was there? And Randy now summoning the spirit of his former mentor Triple H with that sledgehammer. Jeff Cobb just launches Randy to the outside. Brutal. Brutal. Jeff Cobb slamming on the arm of Randy. And again. And a standing shooting star headbutt. And again, Jeff Cobb showcasing the strength to clean and jerk Randy Orton above his head. And drops him face first onto the mat as now Edge and Great O'Khan entering the ring. O'Khan has Edge up, drops him head first across the top. And now Great O'Khan has that claw. Very synonymous with the Von Erichs, but it's not enough. Edge is able to break the claw away. In with a flatliner. As Randy now have a chair right across the spine of Jeff Cobb, then across the head as well. Jeff Cobb, the big running uppercut, flattens him as there's a spear inside the ring by Edge on the Great O'Khan. And is Cobb going to get there into... Oh, God, he didn't. Cobb, what was that, my friend? As Edge lines up another spear as Cobb now with a chair right in the back. But the Great O'Khan reverses the spear into a DDT, which is even more aggressive because Edge has already given you the momentum. And there is that claw choke slam by the Great O'Khan. And Randy Orton, oh, he wasn't going to get there in time, Randy, was he? Jeff Cobb had distracted him for long enough. And all of a sudden, the United Empire are coming more and more strong in this match. Cobb sending Randy Orton knees first into the ring steps. Breaking up the pin. And all of a sudden, it's 2-on-1 inside the ring. Lovely belly-to-belly slam there by Jeff Cobb. Edge now up on the middle rope. Jeff Cobb has a kendo stick. Edge, I think, went for a diving spear there and completely missed. But he is going to go in with that execution DDT. Jeff Cobb wiped out by the kendo stick. And this is rated RKO's best opportunity. Cobb is down and out from Randy Orton. And that is enough. Rated RKO retain the SWE Tag Team Championships in what was a fantastic match. Right, let's have a quick gander then. So tag team rankings. The team of rated RKO move up to a +2. Whereas the United Empire, Cobb and the Great O'Khan are going to move down to a 0. And then over in the singles rankings as well, Jeff Cobb, who was number 1 in the rankings, is going to drop down to number 2 now on +20. The Great O'Khan, who was on +2, is going to move down to a +1. Edge is going to move from a +3 up to a +4. And Randy Orton is going to move from a -1 up to a 0. All right, there we go. Let us move on to our next match of the evening. And here we go then, another match, another intergender tag team match, the second one ever. The first one was yesterday and today is the second. We have got the Miz and Mrs. Of course, The Miz and Maryse going up against Sammy Guevara and Conti. And as we did before, we have set up a new ranking screen for Intergender. We probably will bring the Intergender tag in at some point. However, it's tricky because the game... Does the game allow Intergender Tag Team Championships? I'm not sure, to be honest. It might do. I mean, there is a tournament, isn't there? They had the Mixed Match Challenge. So maybe we might be able to do it. I don't know. I'll have to have a look into that one. There's a few things I want to look at after this now. But yeah, I mean, even if they don't do a championship, we can still have a manual championship that we keep track of, I suppose. As now, of course, the rules of Intergender tag. The men can only fight the men. The women can only fight the women. So as soon as as soon as Paul Merson makes the tag, it means that both Mersons have to change. As Conti now with the strikes on Maryse, taking her down. Of course, it's still first pinfall or submission for the victory. And although the men can't fight the women and the women can't fight the men and vice versa and that sort of stuff, you are allowed to come in and interrupt the pinfalls. So that makes it a little bit more easy. As now dropping Maryse headfirst across the top corner. So the one we had of these the other day, it was a bit weird because the women didn't really feature at all. They kept tagging back out and the men were mainly the people involved. As there's another tag here, Sammy Guevara and The Miz re-enter. The one we did the other day was Adam Cole and Britt Baker versus Becky Lynch and Seth Rollins, wasn't it? And yeah, we spent the majority of the match with Adam Cole and Seth Rollins. I spent the majority of the match with them two fighting outside, to be honest with you. Sammy Guevara now struggling here, but The Miz... No, he's not, so I'm getting my people mixed up. Miz is struggling. Sammy went to the top. Didn't see the opportunity he wanted, so came back down to continue the assault in a different way. Sammy now wrenching back at the arm of The Miz. Now up on the shoulder, in with that beautiful cutter by Sammy Guevara, who makes the tag in. Maryse and Conti are the two legal ones. Now look at that pump kick by Conti. There's the pin. Is that going to be enough? No, and it's not. It's close, I think. Very close. Conti now bringing Maryse back up to a standing base. In with the neck breaker. Big elbows right into the top of the scalp. And now beautiful German suplex. There's the tag, and once again the men become the legal competitors in this matchup. Miz with the DDT to the kneeling Sammy Guevara. And now Guevara getting locked into the figure 4 leg lock. Very painful, but Conti was there to break it up. And now The Miz using the ropes to his advantage. Not enough though. Guevara with a kick right in the side of their head. And now in with that standing Spanish fly. Guevara now heading up to the top. What's he thinking? Big double foot stomp. Looking at a standing shooting star, but Miz saw it coming, got his knees up. A little bit annoyed how Sammy Guevara's trunks are glitching into his body. Guevara now, lovely suplex there on The Miz. And now dropping a knee right onto the arm of The Miz. Sammy comes across, makes the tag. Now, the interesting thing here, The Miz is down, so if Ty was able to get some sort of pinfall on Maryse, then The Miz would not be there to come in and break it up. Nice boot right in the back of the arm. And maybe it's not going to be the case for Ty Conti to get the pin on Maryse, because she's barely even able to continue this one. She's struggling here. Maryse now locking Ty Conti into the corner. Big boot right into the face, and now Maryse going in with the pin for the one. No, only a 1 count. I quite enjoyed that bit on Forbidden Door last night. I've just seen a picture of Cesaro posing with the cameraman, because there was that massive rumour going around, weren't there, that Cesaro had been working for AEW for ages, dressed up as a cameraman. So he took the opportunity to basically take a picture with a cameraman to show that it wasn't him. I thought that was quite clever. Ty Conti now with Maryse. Caught between the two ropes, now in with a big knees. And now Ty with that big boot into the face of Maryse. Now there is the tag. Guevara and Miz now the legal men. Miz once again dropping Guevara. Big boot into the back of the leg. And now Miz rolling Guevara up into a surfboard style position. Ty Conti there to break it up. Guevara, lovely snap suplex. And the referee has called for a disqualification. Really? Okay, well. Ty Conti refusing to leave the ring, and the referee calls for the disqualification. It's an annoying finish, but it is the finish nonetheless, and it's going to affect them. That's really annoying, that, but it is what it is, isn't it? Why did she just refuse to leave the ring? What an absolute nutter that was. Right, so The Miz gets a win, which moves him up to +1. And Sammy Guevara gets a loss, which moves him down to -5 in the rankings. That's not going to go down well at all with the relationship between Sammy and Ty. He needed this win. Ty Conti, who was on 0 in the singles division, moves down to -1. Maryse, who was on -1 in the women's division, moves up to a 0. And in the intergender tags, -1 for Guevara and Ty, and +1 for The Miz and Maryse. Yeah, there'll be some serious questions there by Guevara on Ty for why she was pushing the rules the way she did, and eventually came back to bite him on the arse, didn't it? I've just realised this entire episode tonight has all been MZK Punk, because this is another suggestion. The #1 contendership for the North American Championship. Of course, the current champion is Ric Flair, who defeated Bret the Hitman Hart not too long ago. I can't remember exactly when it was, to be honest. But yeah, that was an interesting one. And today we have got, then, starting things off, Prince Puma, representing Lucha Underground in the ring alongside Chris Bay, representing Impact Wrestling. On the far left-hand side, we have got, representing New Japan Strong, we have got Filthy Tom Lawlor. In the back right pod, we've got, representing AEW, MJF. And in the two closer pods, we've got, representing WCW Goldberg, and representing WWE, or WWF if you will, we have got Owen Hart. And of course, yeah, the winner of this one will face off against Ric Flair for the SWE North American Championship at some point next week. As Chris Bay up on top, looking to drop the leg drop, completely missed and may have broken his anus. Oh, I just realised that, so Forbidden Door should finish on the 3rd of July, which means we may as well do the Great American Bash next, because it's going to be the 4th of July, isn't it? Although doesn't everyone hate America at the moment? Because of the abortion stuff. Which I don't know anything about, to be honest. I don't know anything about it, but I think the funny thing is I think they've not just changed the rules to what it is in Europe anyway, so... yeah, I don't know. But yeah, Great American Bash is a good shout. So the third person to enter the ring then is going to be representing WCW. It's Goldberg. Good old Billy's in. And of course, Big Bill was going to have a massive strength advantage against, I think, everyone in this match, yeah. But he is going to suffer with, I suppose, against Chris Bay and Prince Puma, he's going to suffer with a massive, massive speed disadvantage. The likes of Owen Hart and Filthy Tom Lawlor probably going to struggle with a technical disadvantage as well. And MJF is probably going to struggle with just a general dickery disadvantage. MJF might not be the best wrestler in the world, but he is the wrestler who will always find a way to win. Oh, Chris Bay with a kick in the head of Prince Puma. And now Goldberg taking Puma up. And as we discussed in the past, Prince Puma is a separate entity to Ricochet. Now, of course, we all know, well, I think we all know, that Prince Puma was played by Ricochet in Lucha Underground. However, our rules for our ranking system is that if it is acknowledged that two people are the same generally in wrestling, so for example, Cactus Jack, Mankind, and Dude Love, it's acknowledged by the commentators within storyline that those three are the same person. Whereas when it comes to Prince Puma and Ricochet, it's never been acknowledged. The same as with Matanza Cueto and Jeff Cobb. They are two separate entities because although we know that Jeff Cobb played Matanza, it was never openly spoken about in storyline. Does that make sense? I think so. So like, again, Epico and Primo are separate to Diego and Fernando of Los Matadors. Judas Messias is separate to... I forgot his name now. What's his name? Mil Muertes. Mil Muertes. Which does mean that we can use... I don't know. Can we use... I'd have to try and figure this one out, but... Because I think it may have been mentioned in the past that, that Guerrero played... Was it Black Tiger? In early New Japan. Benoit was the Pegasus Kid, but I think it's still the same person, the same character. It was just a case of an earlier part of their career when they had a different name, I suppose. Goldberg has Puma. Gonna take him up, march around, and drop him with the jackhammer, and that could be our first elimination of the match. As Goldberg, no, he does not. I was about to say he wipes the floor with Prince Puma, but that is not the case. Goldberg now bringing Puma back up to a standing base. Has him by the throat. As Filthy Tom Lawlor, I mean, Tom Lawlor could represent MLW. Or could represent New Japan Strong. Either way. As it looks like Goldberg once again, no, took Puma up, but Puma was able to slide free. And a big gutbuster there as well. Goldberg now with the strikes in the guts. Those big boots in the gut as well. And now Tom Lawlor with a dragon screw as in comes the King of Hearts himself, Owen Hart. As stunning big 630 senton there by Puma on Owen Hart. Not to be the case though. Puma heading back up to the top again with that another 630 senton. Puma is in firm control at the moment of Owen Hart. But nobody's been eliminated as yet. But then again, Goldberg once again with a jackhammer, the third of the match now. Taking down filthy Tom Lawlor, but still only a 2 count. Big stomp on the arm. Goldberg now in with a belly-to-belly slam. I need to remind myself at the end of this one, I still need to figure out who eliminated Zandig in the first match. As MJF, like I said, always seems to win on the buggery. And he is currently the last person to enter this match. As Goldberg with the jackhammer now on Chris Bay after the spear. Surely this time it's going to be enough for the elimination. It is. Goldberg eliminates Chris Bay from this one. So Goldberg is going to move from a +1 up to a +2. Whereas Chris Bay, not Bry, Chris Bay is going to move from a +1 down to a 0. MJF is now in the match as well. Remember, one of these 5 men will get a match against Ric Flair for the SWE North American Championship. MJF with a big double axe handle. DDT by Puma. Prince Puma. Lawlor now with a strike in the face, and MJF taking Owen Hart. Going to take him up for a pile driver? No, Owen Hart able to get all the way up and fight himself free. Prince Puma there with the Tornado DDT on Goldberg and a super kick as well. And now Puma up on top. In with that 630 senton, but Goldberg got the knees up. Knees are up. Goldberg got the knees are up. Goldberg big knee in the gut again of Puma. Now taking him up. In with that big fall away slam, and Owen Hart just punts Goldberg across the chest. As Owen now turns Goldberg over, in with a sharp shooter. Goldberg has been a big favourite in this one so far, been dominating. But he could get eliminated here by Owen Hart. No, Goldberg able to break free as Puma dropping filthy Tom Lawlor face first. Owen Hart looking for the arm breaker on Goldberg. Big cutter there by Prince Puma. Nice backstabber by Puma as well on Owen Hart. Standing shooting star. Prince Puma heading up to the top. In with that 630 senton on Owen Hart. There's the pin. Referee only counts a 2 count for both pins. Filthy Tom Lawlor was striking the face. Brings MJF a big knee in the face as Goldberg with a pin on Prince Puma on the far side. And Goldberg gets a second elimination, this time eliminating Prince Puma, who was on a +4 is now going to move down to a +3, whereas Goldberg, who is on a +2 at the moment, is going to move up to a +3. This is Goldberg's big opportunity here. He's been pretty damn low for quite some time in the rankings. He'll feel he should be a lot higher, and this is his big opportunity to do that tonight. If he can win this match, maybe 1 or 2 more eliminations, he will be laughing in the rankings. Owen Hart now working over Filthy Tom Lawlor on the outside. Sending face first into that chainmail wall. And Goldberg, is he going to go? No, he goes spinning neckbreaker on the outside. I thought he was going to go for a jackhammer then. Tom Lawlor with a strike into the back. And now Lawlor rolling through. Owen Hart into that guillotine hold. And Owen Hart taps. Owen Hart taps out. Owen Hart was on -1, going to move down to a -2. Whereas Filthy Tom Lawlor gets himself a point and moves up to +1. Lawlor now trying to choke out MJF. 3 men left in this one now. MJF, Tom Lawlor and Goldberg. 2. Oh, it's only a 2 count. Goldberg fighting back now. Big clothesline wiping out Tom Lawlor. And Goldberg now raining down with the strikes. First in, I've run out of drink. Terrible. Goldberg sending Lawlor into the corner. I was thinking of having a beer, but it's only 1 o'clock in the afternoon. It's a bit early to start, isn't it, I suppose? Lawlor creeps up behind MJF. Oh, MJF launched to the outside. And Lawlor now catching Goldberg in with that submission hold. Filthy Tom Lawlor's really been on one here tonight, you know. And Goldberg able to break free. There's the boot in the gut of Lawlor. And now Goldberg sending Lawlor straight. What the hell just happened? I'm not sure, but Goldberg seemed to win out of it. Goldberg, big slam. Brings Lawlor back up. Lawlor fighting back though with the right hand into the gut. Lawlor now stalking Goldberg. What is the plan? Big elbow into the face. As now MJF looking for the pile driver on Goldberg. But Goldberg is fighting back, has a hold of MJF, takes him up. And in with the jackhammer on MJF by Goldberg. Surely that's enough. Oh, it's only a 2. That was only a 2, my word. And Goldberg's just going from one man to the other. Goldberg in with a jackhammer now on Filthy Tom Lawlor. There's the pin for the 1, the 2, and the 3. And Goldberg continues his reign of dominance, eliminating Filthy Tom Lawlor, who drops back down to a 0. Goldberg now is going to move up to a +4. Goldberg, no matter what happens here, has definitely elevated himself, but this could be enough for him to completely wipe the floor of his opponents. No, MJF again kicks out. How's he done that? Well, might not survive much longer though. No, Goldberg went for the spear. MJF saw it coming. If MJF can turn this around. If he can turn this around, that'll be an incredible result for him. And he has. Freaking MJF. What a legend! Right, Goldberg finishes the day on +3, which is still a massive, massive boost for him. But MJF, the win and the extra point moves him up to a +9 in the rankings. And he will be the man to face off against Ric Flair for the North American Championship. MJF. There we go. Right. So that day's sorted now then. So night 7. Kenta versus CM Punk in a singles match. The Decay versus the Iconics for the SWE Women's Tag Team Championships. Ivan Koloff versus Nigel McGuinness for the European Championship. And Ric Flair versus MJF for the North American Championship. Boom. That is sorted. Right. I think that's all I've got to tell you for tonight then. Hopefully you've enjoyed this one. Thank you very much to everyone for watching. And thank you for, well, basically MZK Punk for this episode, because all the matches were his suggestion. Tomorrow we've got some more big matches coming up. We'll have a tag team #1 contendership between the Usos, Jurassic Express, the Motor City Machine Guns, and the Gorillas of Destiny. We'll also have a triple threat between Vader, Yokozuna, and Mike Awesome. Miro going one-on-one against Haruki Goto. And our main event of the evening tomorrow will be the Barbarian defending his YouTube championship against the guy that you voted for on the YouTube poll, the Macho Man Randy Savage. Right, I love you and leave you. Good night. God bless. Auf Wiedersehen. I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.